If you've got uneven hips, that can cause many issues. Stand in front of a mirror and lift up your shirt. Find the top of your hip bones on each side. If you have pants that cover that area, bring it down slightly. By placing your thumbs on the top of the hip bone, you should be able to look and see if there's a little bit of a hike. Your higher hip is usually your tighter, more dominant side. And that higher side often has limited internal rotation in the hip, and you might even have pain in your TFL and also your QL. And the lower side usually has issues with weak glute medius. This is one of the most common patterns that I see with uneven hips. You're gonna be lying down on the lower side hip. Place your arm underneath your head for support. So you don't wanna lean in like this. You wanna actually be on your side. Keeping the knees glued together, you're gonna lift your foot up. Hold this for about 2 to 3 seconds, and then you're gonna come back down. Do 2 sets of about 8 to 10 reps with that 2 to 3 second hold on the higher hip side only. This movement reduces compression on the higher hip and helps the pelvis sit more evenly. It improves walking, helps the hips rotate more evenly during movement. Step on the box with your lower hip side. You're gonna allow your higher hip side to slowly drop down. And then you're gonna squeeze the glute on the higher hip side and you're gonna raise it to where it's level. You're gonna do 2 sets of 6 to 8 reps starting out on the higher hip side only. This teaches the higher hip to finally lower to level. It reduces QL dominance and keeps the pelvis balanced. Walking is smoother. It also helps teach your hips not to hike when you're stepping up. Now I'm gonna show you how to train the lower hip side. This exercise targets that glute medius and also improves external rotation, which is what you need for that lower hip side. Shift your hips slightly to where the weight is on that lower hip side. Hinge at the hips, and you're gonna pause when your torso gets parallel to the floor. You're gonna keep holding on, and you're gonna turn into external rotation, hold for 2 seconds, and then come back with a slow and controlled movement, and squeeze the glute, and come back up to standing. You're gonna do 6 to 8 controlled reps of these on that lower hip side. This strengthens the muscles that tilt the low hip. It improves pelvic rotation, single leg stability, taking the stairs, lunges, and even reduces the knees collapsing inward. Lie on your low hip side. Place your arm right here so that it can support your head. Now bring the top leg back. You're gonna rest the foot on the floor. Lift just this bottom leg and you're gonna hold it for about 5 seconds. You should feel it all in the inner thigh right here. And then you're gonna slowly lower down. You're gonna do about 2 sets of 8 to 10 reps of these. You're only working the lower hip side. This strengthens the adductor magnus, which helps lift the lower hip. It also reduces QL overactivation on that lower hip side. The pelvis stops fighting itself and it finally starts to level.